When the market crashed in 2008, I also, a major concern at that time was I had been retired just for a year or so, I was going to be forced to go back to work. I was going to need to go back to work because I had lost so much in the crash. It was a helpless feeling. It was a sickening feeling because what I had worked 30, 40 years for and what I had saved and invested, I saw a great part of it disappear. And not only the hurt of having lost something that you worked so hard for, but now worrying about the future. How am I going to make that money back? How am I going to be able to provide for the family in the future and retirement and what have you? It not only impacted me or affected me financially, and greatly so, but it impacted all aspects of my life. I mean, I worried a lot more. I lost sleep over it. I mean, I now was in a very uncomfortable situation. When I when I found Bill Spatrino in the Dividend Machine, everything changed. And sharing the past and what I had done before, not comfortable doing that, somewhat embarrassed by doing that, but I do so because after having made those mistakes and done things wrongly, I found the right way to do it, and I've had great success. Prior to the Bill and the Dividend Machine, when I look at the earlier 20, 30, 40 years of investing in the different ways that I've invested, best case scenario or the best results over that time frame was maybe a 2–3% gain at any given time, any given year. A number of years I actually lost money because of the expenses and commissions of buying and selling. But since Bill and the Dividend Machine, I'm not talking single digits, I'm talking double digits, very short time frame, and I've already made total portfolio, I'm up about 28% on the entire portfolio in a year and a half, 2 years. With different recommendations, suggestions, with the work, analysis, research that Bill's done through the Dividend Machine, one particular stock that I've purchased in the last 15 months, I've made $25,000. With another one that I've purchased and it's been in the last 12 months, so it's a relatively short period of time, I've actually made $45,000. I've made over $70,000 in just 2 of Bill's recommendations. As I discovered Bill and got involved in the Dividend Machine, I found a couple things. It was kind of funny. I found myself spending less time making a decision on where to invest my money, but I found myself spending more time, which was fun, not only reading through the Dividend Machine. I was looking forward to the Dividend Machine newsletter on a monthly basis. I mean, that sounds funny, but I was actually looking forward to it. I look forward to it. Read it from cover to cover, go back and compare it to other earlier issues and recommendations, and I'm now making each and every investment that I now make because of Bill and the Dividend Machine. With the Dividend Machine, it's not only changed my life, and I'm not exaggerating when I said it's a life-changing difference that it's made, but it's not just my life. I'm talking 4 generations, I'm talking 6 families, and I'm talking 11 and soon to be 12 individuals. The wife and I, our 4 kids, our 4 grandkids, soon to be 5, and my 90-year-old mother-in-law. 4 generations, 6 families, and 11 people. The Dividend Machine is making a difference. Now, one of the fun things for me has been watching my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is 90 years old this year, and again, back to the issue of you being too old to invest. My 90-year-old mother-in-law is investing, and she's investing through and because of the Dividend Machine, and it's been so much fun, watching her do that and seeing the success that she has. But she was in a situation where although her kids didn't expect anything from her, she was wanting to leave something. She was wanting to help her kids out and her grandkids, and in her case, her great-grandkids, but wasn't really in a position to do so. I introduced her to the Dividend Machine. She started making investments, and she is watching the portfolio. She's watching her funds grow, and she's now extremely happy about the fact that she can do something and comfortable and confident that there's going to be something there for the kids and the grandkids and the great-grandkids. The joy that it's brought her, I mean, this is answering one of her needs. You know, I don't worry anymore. I don't lose sleep. It's changed my outlook. I'm a lot happier about things, knowing that I can provide. I don't worry about, you know, my wife now or my kids or my grandkids. I know I can provide for them. I know I can provide some of the things that maybe I struggled with in my childhood coming up and trying to pay for my education. I will have the funds available to help with the kids and the grandkids as they get their education. In case of an emergency, I'll have the funds to do that. It's you know, in terms of security, comfort, happiness. I mean, it may sound like a stretch, but it's not. It has made that kind of a difference. We're providing a legacy, or we're providing help when we're not going to be here, and just being able to impact and help our kids and grandkids in such a way, there's no way to really express just how good that feels and how important it is, but also how good it feels. Bill comes across, and I believe he's so concerned that anybody that follows him in the dividend machine doesn't lose money. He's so concerned that anybody that's involved with him in the dividend machine makes money. He's so concerned that we all do the right things. I oftentimes think of him and look at him as part of our family. I'm emotional about what he has done, the difference that he's made and the dividend machine has made. Another aspect of the results, the success that I've had with Bill and the dividend machine, and I need to say thank you to Bill. Another aspect of the success in the money that we've made and we are making that's very important to the wife and I. You know, not as important as our kids and our grandkids, but that's very important to us, and that is helping and supporting a couple of our favorite charities. And Big Brothers, Little Brothers I've been involved in for 20 plus years, and United Cerebral Palsy, and then our church. But it's important to us. We feel very blessed. We feel like we've been very fortunate, especially here the last couple of years with the success we've had. But we both have come from a background that it's important to us because we've been so fortunate and have so much that we're able to give back. And there's no question in my mind, and I've got the records, the numbers, the records, the proof to show you that we have more funds available to make those contributions to those organizations than we had prior to anything we've done with Bill and the dividend machine. In terms of dollars as opposed to percentages, because I said before, it's not just percentages, it's real dollars, it's significant dollars. Just in a short time frame with Bill and the dividend machine, I'm looking at in excess of $150,000. There's a couple things I look forward to every month. One is the pictures from the kids being sent to us of them and the grandkids, but I also look forward not only to the dividend machine, but my brokerage statement. The dividend machine show me where to go. The brokerage statement has shown me the actual results and the success that I've had with it. And being able to see, look forward to that each and every month, and being able to put a tangible, a dollar, not only a percent, but a dollar amount on how much it's grown in a month's time, in a quarter time, in a year's time, and going forward. It's just it's one of the happier things or better times of the month. The bottom line is what I like most about it is the results. It's been an absolute home run, a grand slam. It's just we've just couldn't be happier. It's been everything and more than we could ever possibly expect or want. The $100, $99, whatever it is for the subscription to the dividend machine, it's the best dollar investment I've ever made in my life. It's kind of crazy to think about it. For 26 cents a day, look at the results. I mean, I'm talking in a very short period of time, $150,000, 30–40% increase in the dollars I had invested to start with. But what's 26 cents buy you today? It doesn't buy you a bottled soda. It doesn't buy you a cup of coffee. And for less than that, I'm getting all of the hours of work, the research, the analysis, the recommendations, All I have to do is pick up the phone and put the purchase order in. Look at the results. Look at how I've benefited, my family's benefited for less than a bottle of soda or a cup of coffee. I mean, I can't think of something for 26 cents a day. You know, without the dividend machine, there's a good possibility that I would be seriously considering going back to work. Without the dividend machine, so many of the things that I want to do and am doing and will be doing, I would not be able to do. You know, the opportunity to help provide for my grandkids' education, to help my children in terms of their down payments for their houses, in terms of providing for my wife when I'm not here, for an emergency fund in case of serious long-term illness. All these things would not be possible without the dividend machine. What I would say to those that think they're too old to participate with the dividend machine, I'd say you're wrong. When people look at the benefits of compound interest and the success in the marketplace, they think in terms of if you could invest and have it for 20 or 30 years. Well, if you're 50 years old today, you probably have 20, 30 years in front of you. 60 years old, you have 10, 20 years in front of you. There is that time frame. Everybody thinks it stops investing, you stop at 65. You still have, fortunately because of actuary tables and God willing, hopefully we have that time. And some people, will have 30, 40 years. They'll live to be 100. So, the whole idea that you stop investing or you get very conservative in your investments and switch over to bonds or something when you're 65, it just doesn't make any sense at all. I'm thankful that I've come across the dividend machine, and I will continue to invest through the dividend machine for the next 10, 15 years. I'm not even thinking of stopping investing or switching to bonds or anything like that. Some people may not think that they're smart enough to invest in any type of stock or form. I would tell them that that may have been the case or may be the case, but it doesn't have to be the case. I was in that situation. I think I made every mistake that they could make, and it was because I had not been introduced to, I hadn't been educated. No one had shared with me the different ways to invest and the whys and the hows behind it until I came across the dividend machine. Bottom line, the number one thing I want people to understand or know about the dividend machine, it makes money. The last thing I say, thanks to the dividend machine, I'm making money. My name is Richard Williams, and I'm a dividend machine subscriber.